for the corner. Girl, I want to take you to my mama. Girl, I want to love you till forever. Something about love, something about us. Anything we don't love, anything we don't love us. It in the be like highway.
Everybody, Mr. President, are you prepared to negotiate with Democrats now?
Mr. President, on Jeffrey Epstein. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for knowing.
Mr. President, can you respond to these Epstein emails that were released today?
Well done, Mr. President. Great job. Good try.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about it today. We're going to get down to the nits and crannies of this. Not really, actually, because when I read these emails, I was so grotesque, completely grotesque. And it's just absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, because it is absolutely proven that Donald Trump was in fact still in contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and that Donald Trump knew damn well what was going on. In one of the emails, he even revealed that Epstein revealed that Donald Trump approached Giselle Maxwell and told her to stop targeting girls at Mar-a-Lago. Donald Trump knew about all this during his first run for presidency. So my thing is, if none of this was hidden, would he even have made it in office? Very good question that a lot of people should be asking right now. It is Thanksgiving. A lot of people celebrate Thanksgiving. Me, as someone who just now learning my indigenous journey from my grandmother telling us that we were indigenous and learning about Halawasaponi, Maharan, Nottoway tribe up in the Virginia, North Carolina areas. Before that, I was standing in solidarity for years for National Day of Mourning, where tribes from thousands of people, joined on this day in Plymouth. If you are able to go to Plymouth, Massachusetts, on Thanksgiving to stay in solidarity with our indigenous brothers and sisters, please go. I will have to work that day because I'm a working class man, but I try to go every single other year. And I've been doing really well with doing that. Unfortunately, I've missed last year and have to work this year, but definitely I'm thinking first thing in my mind for next year. So I try to make the commitment to go. So if you can make it, please go, especially you want to stay in solidarity with indigenous people. And if you are a musician and you absolutely love to jam it out here in Connecticut, there is a very great event being hosted by the Bad Saints, who is a local group here, cover band, I believe. I know the two lead singers. They're pretty good, real friends of mine. Brewster Street, Bridgeport, 69 Brewster Street, on the 23rd of November, on Sunday, the week before Thanksgiving, from 1 to 5. Donation is suggested for $10, and yeah, PA is available, so you can jam out whenever you want to, have a good time, some good fun, some good positivity. It's always good to have that. Now back to the. I'm reading email on my phone because I don't like reading off the screen, especially someone with these glasses like me. I need things up in front, so please read along with me. This is the only email screenshot I'm going to show you just how detrimental and fucked up this whole situation is, and why we're going. There's questions that need to be asked. First, number one, did the Democrats already know about this? And why the hell did the Democrats already use this as ammo when he was running for the 2016 election? Anybody in their right mind would know for a fact that this is the most juiciest information you can do to ruin someone's election, ruin someone's chances of making it, because the public doesn't like that pedophile shit. We don't play that shit. And this is why MAGA is dead. Because we're seeing that the rich are 24/7 bailing each other out. And we don't have a lot of clowns in the world. Like, let's give an honorable mention to the pedophile that still hasn't lost her career yet, Megan Kelly. She's a pedophile after saying this. I know somebody very close to this case, no brainer, Jeffrey Epstein, and this person's view was not pedophile. He was into the barely legal type, like he like 15-year-old girls. He wasn't into like 8-year-olds. There's a difference between 15-year-old and a 5-year-old. Excuse me. Under 18, I even consider 18 and 19 as like, bro, what is wrong with y'all? These are kids. Kids. You are a child. Child. There's no difference to me. None. So Megan can go fuck herself, as always, because she believes in the white Jesus movement. This just adds more to it. Is this what people in the white Jesus movement believe in? I just want to know. Comment in the section below. The email. So this is an email that came out. This was the 2015. So literally, bro. Literally. You see how this was during Trump's running for office. Look at the date. He was still involved, still in communication with Epstein. He lied and said that, that was like 15 years ago. No, bro. No, it wasn't. So in this email, check this out. All right. So here we have Jeffrey Epstein, and the subject is heads up. Who is from Michael Wolff, and is sent to Jeffrey Epstein. Excuse me. There was also someone that was CC'd, but that has been redacted clearly. And the importance level is high. So let's see what is so important. This is during the time of Donald Trump's reelection. I think you should let him hang. Excuse me. I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you a viable PR political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you, or if it is really looks like he could win, which he did win, you could save him, generating a debt. Of course, it's possible that when asked, he'll say Jeffrey is a great guy and has gotten a raw deal and is a victim of political correctness, which would be outlawed in the Trump regime. Jeffrey replies, if we were able to craft an answer for him, what you think it should be? Michael Wolff replies, I hear CNN planning to ask Trump tonight about his relationship with you, either on air or in the scrum afterwards. So what does that mean? What the fuck? People, when I laugh, by the way, because people have made comments, it's like, why is he always laughing? I'm laughing because I'm like, this is just so disgusting, and like the things we talk about in the show, so disgusting. It's a coping mechanism with me. You know what I mean? A lot of people have coping mechanisms. Excuse me for being human, but this is absolutely atrocious. So they are literally saying, hey, let's blackmail this guy so he doesn't say anything bad about you. So this is consistent with everyone saying that Jeffrey Epstein, first, his role is to do blackmail, is to be a part of Mossad, which we're going to get into. We see more information about that as well too. I have a video to show. And his role is to absolutely, positively get people caught up in blackmail, powerful people. And here is a conversation with Michael Wolff that this is something that they were thinking about doing, attempting to do in the Donald Trump first time ever running for office. Now, clearly, None of this ever happened because here we are in 2025 and we are now seeing a Trump second term. But now I'm just like, what if this would have came out? And how long has the Democrats know about this information? Yes, they're saying, oh, this is just recent emails that just been redacted, that just been exposed. But how much do I want to believe that? This is why, when it comes to conspiratories and all the stuff like that, there's a lot of conspiracies around Jeffrey Epstein, especially around him being an agent, especially around him in the island and what goes on the island, especially around who are the powerful people that have been on the list. And now they're seeing an email list that showed that people have been secretly flying there or secretly on the plane with him. And there has been travel logs literally destroyed. So there's so much. I mean, Sabi Sabs covered about how they just revealed that he was a part of the Israeli policing in the Ivory Coast. So that we're just colonizing and still colonizing Africa 24/7. This man was part of some of the stuff. And then Breakthroughs News had a segment which I want to get into right now. Let's see what exactly their perspective on this. And this is Ronnie Cow.
In 2011, Jeffrey Epstein received an email from an Emirati billionaire who basically advised Epstein that he could assist with providing shoes with GPS integration to track kids and clients. And Epstein responded with, thanks, great idea. I mean, that's so creepy. But again, it shows you the extent to which this guy was so freaking connected. The level of access is crazy. He had access to prime ministers, to the CEOs of all these major banks, to the CIA intelligence chief. And actually recently, one thing that's really missing from a lot of the reporting we're seeing now, which has turned into this kind of like salacious embarrassment, for Donald Trump and the Republican Party. And they're like trying to figure out how to deal with that. One thing that's missing from all this coverage is the fact that Jeffrey Epstein was very close to the Israeli intelligence agency, the Mossad. And Dropsite News has been doing a lot of reporting on this, and it's gotten really no mainstream attention. There's kind of been a blackout on that story. But basically, like we've already kind of talked about on this show, Jeffrey Epstein.
Why is there a blackout on this story? This just makes it even more juicier. How many people on these legacy media outlets are also complicit in this Jeffrey Epstein scandal? That they are definitely telling their people, you better not be covering this shit. And you see this consistently throughout the media. Who was the shorty that was on CNN? I can't even think of her name. That literally said that she had the deets early, but she was told not to say shit. Drop Site News is not complicit. Breakthrough News isn't complicit neither. Sabi Sabs isn't complicit. I'm not complicit. We're talking about it, people. We're talking about it.
Relationship to Israel. I mean, after he was initially facing prosecution, he actually almost fled to Israel because, if you are Jewish, you can like basically flee to Israel to like avoid being charged in the country that you're a citizen of or live in. Ghislaine Maxwell, who is his basically his pimp, who's now serving in like some basically minimum security prison and trying to get a commutation from Donald Trump, which is why people suspect she isn't saying how much Trump actually knew and is trying to say he knew nothing. Her father was basically a Mossad agent. More importantly, from what Dropsite is reporting, on these leaked emails, that were kind of like leaked in this kind of back and forth leaking between the Iranians and Israelis. There's these interactions, many of which are between Jeffrey Epstein and former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak between 2013 and 2016, where they're basically working together on projects to promote Israeli tech partnerships around the world. And Jeffrey Epstein even helped basically broker a back channel between the Israelis and the Russians in Syria. Also helped broker a tech diplomacy or some sort of security deal, between Israel and Mongolia. Like it just goes on and on and on. Basically helped former Israeli official Ehud Barak, access these elites that he knew like in Africa and across Asia and across the Middle East. He had an Israeli spy called Yoni Corin spending weeks at a time in his Manhattan home, who also had close ties to CIA Director Leon Panetta. So there's a lot of questions there about, who was serving who and what. But basically, this guy was tied to Israeli intelligence. In 2011, Jeffrey Epstein received an email from a
Yeah. He was a big deal. He was a big fish. This wasn't a small fish in a little pond doing things here and there to please the master. He was the master. He was the master. He was the master of Israeli intelligence. Let's just say how it is. CIA as well too. I'm pretty sure he worked with the CIA. That's gonna come out. The CIA, they do a lot of dirty shit. So you would not be surprised if they part of that. If he was part of that as well too. I need people to understand how the fuck did this man get so rich. Now we know why he was so rich. Why he had billions of dollars and was able to get a dude that owns Victoria's Secret, another billionaire, to give him one of the best, if not the best, real estate property at the time in Manhattan, New York City. It's all and what's going to happen after all this? What's going to happen? Nothing has happened. You see an email like this, very damning. They know what they got on Trump at the time when they wrote this email. They know. That's why we're weighing options. Oh, we're either going to call me political prisoner or he's going to throw me under the bus. Jesus Christ, bro. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But, I digress and we must move on. As into this show, we must move on to the next segment because we're going to keep covering this, but this is all we have right now. And I already did my rants. I already gave my solidarity to the women, the victims whose voices are not being heard, who have passed away. I say this because what if they were disappeared intentionally? It's so it breaks my heart because we as American citizens, we sit here and we are literally expected, not just expected, but we want to continue on to obey the laws, want to continue on to live our lives, work while being exploited. And the ruling class is taking advantage of us. And the ruling class is hypocritical. Not only just taking advantage of us, but also hypocritical. So we will continue to cover this with the guests or without a guest. We will continue to be covering this because this is the biggest, besides what's happening with our brothers and sisters in Gaza, in Sudan, in the Congo, our brothers and sisters here that are being taken by ICE. Hope you guys enjoyed that last interview that I did with my good comrade and friend, labor lawyer, Peter Goslin. All this shit going on in the world. This right here is just as important, just as priority, because it shows you exactly what we all know from the beginning to the end. It don't matter whether you're left, right, middle, in between, purple, green, brown. You know for a fact that the rich gets away with everything. Now, this is the part where I like to joke about YouTube is about to take down my video, but it's okay. It's okay. If it happens, it happens. And if you see it, you see it. And if you don't, you don't. But there's other outlets you can watch it on. Ukraine government, Zelensky's administration is under some pretty much hot water right now. Western funded, Western led corruption organizations, anti-corruption organizations, Zappo, and I believe the acronym is pronounced SUPA. Please, the article right here in the description as well too, so you can learn more about it. If I mispronounced the name, I apologize. But they were doing an investigation, and in this investigation, they found that ministers of Zelensky's administration, three individuals, the prime minister himself, is it the prime minister? I have to go back and check again. But these are Zelensky cabinet government members who have been told to resign. One guy literally fled, bro. He got out of that motherfucker. He got out of that motherfucker before they rained down on him. They found hundreds of millions of dollars. The article says $100 million. Some other articles say more than that. I'm going to say it's a lot more than what everybody is reporting at this point, because this has been going on since 2022, since the Russian invasion. The civil war itself has been going on since 2014. So, and the reason why I call the Maidan coup, or some people like to call it the Maidan revolution, which I don't see as a revolution, as a coup, and everything in entirety negatively, is because it was ran and supported by the CIA. My government was a part of this. Our politicians were part of this. Only 2% of the country was really driven to support this, and these are the ones that we call the neo-Nazis, the ones that supported Petro Poroshenko, who ousted Yanukovych. Petro Poroshenko himself called himself a neo-Nazi, so I don't even know why the hell people even like to act like that term does not exist in Ukraine. 2% of the population identify as neo-Nazis. The Azov Battalion, which is a battalion that's a part of the Zelensky government, are neo-Nazis. And there has been a huge history of Jewish descent, Jewish people who have collaborated with the Nazis in the past. So why the hell would they not do that now? History always shows a repetion. We had the Bondarins back in the day. We got Bondarins now. So with all that being said, we have been talking about this for a long time. Before Russia even invaded, people have literally said in Europe that Ukraine is the most corrupt country in Europe. But all of a sudden, when Russia invades, Ukraine has to be absolved of all their sins, and the boogeyman has to only be on Russia. And this is not even me supporting Putin. I've never been a Putin supporter at all. I agree with Russia's line as a whole, as their people saying that they have seen NATO as an issue with their national security, which NATO promised that they would encroach on their borders. But why are there so much NATO membership now, and a lot of it is encroaching on their borders? Look, I, for one, because I have some videos, they aired them out in the EU Parliament. They came after Ukraine in the EU Parliament. And I've been waiting for this day. People that have watched me know that I've been covering this story and had people on. Even had a Ukrainian guy on that argued against me because he's from the western side. He's from the Kiev side. You know what I mean? I've been trying to get the Donbass area. It's very difficult. One day. But yeah, we've been talking about this forever. And we've been called Russian bots. We've been called agents of Russia. Agents. Me, my ass from Bridgeport, Connecticut, United States of America, is a Russian bot. Me. I don't do that. If I had the money that Israelis was giving out to these Americans on TikTok from Russia, you think that I will have a platform like this that's very, I don't know, the best I can do? Literally, this is the best I can do. I'm a working class man that is a member of a socialist movement that's just trying to fight for the working class people. So when I'm calling out a country, I'm going off of evidence that I have found for myself that shows that our government is doing some fuck shit over there. It has nothing to do with, oh, Putin. Who are we going to talk about this week? Putin, let us know. We are not, the socialists of America are not on the phone with that capitalist motherfucking homophobic motherfucker Putin, who I consider is definitely also an asshole, and Russia can do a lot better without them. But I digress. We're talking about Ukraine right now. Now, I think the only reason why this information came out is because Zelensky was getting away with his authoritarian policies that did not harm the West. But now he's doing things that's pissing off the West. So this isn't oh guys, we finally found proof that Zelensky's government is corrupt. No, this is we need to get rid of him. We are tired of him. He is not promoting our interests anymore. He must be removed and replaced. And who could be the next guy? Maybe Zelensky. You see, I can name the names of Ukrainians that are the players in this egregious war. I could name the names of the Russians that are the players in this egregious war. Can you, mister that wants to call me a Russian bot? How much do you know about Ukraine? Did you even know Ukraine existed before the media started telling you, put the Ukrainian flag on your default page on Facebook so everyone can know that you stand in solidarity with Ukraine, even though they're in a civil war and they literally are trying to get rid of the people that took over their democratic elected neutral government. But yet, you think that all Ukrainians did was Zelensky. Hilarious. Hilarious. So let's get it. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Listen, man, I've been vindicated. I don't care what nobody can say anymore. They can't call me a Russian bot no more. The only people that are gonna call me Russian bots now are the ill-informed. I'm just saying, brother. So let's get it going with this sister right here. Let me get the information out on her. She is speaking at the EU. This happened 2 hours ago. So this is going on right now. Her name is Zaka. God, these European names. Forgive me. Forgive me. Let me introduce this speech right here. This is Zakharov. I hope I said the name correctly. She's an EU member, and she calls them, the Ukrainian government, a mafia, which I've been saying the whole time too. You know, you can hate the Russians. I don't give a fuck if you hate the Russians. Go ahead. Some people hate the Russians. I don't think they should hate the Russians. I don't hate a whole group of people ever. I could dislike their government, but I don't go around saying, oh, the North Koreans are all evil, when I don't even believe that, even for the government itself. But I'm just giving an example. So let's listen to her.
World scale, international, mafia, criminalized, bloody, Hydra, that is basically wrapped around the whole planet and is trying to pump out money from the pockets of taxpayers of the Western countries.
Now, here's why I disagree with sis. Here's why I disagree with sis. You cannot just blame them. They are doing what they are being allowed to do by my government. It was a bipartisan support. It wasn't just Democrats over there, Hillary Clinton. McCain was over there too during the Maidan coup. It was bipartisan. It wasn't just Trump that's still funding Ukraine while trying to say he's not. Biden did it wholeheartedly without any excuse. He didn't want to hear nothing. He just was like, I need to help the Ukrainians. So while they were doing this, knowing full well that they're corrupt. See, the U.S. will work with anybody just to get their agenda across. Their agenda is to destabilize Russia and to put in the puppet regime in Russia that will give them everything they want out of Russia. And then once Russia is done, they could go to China. This is what the neocons want. Oh, the N word, the political N word, the foreign policy N word, the neocons. This is what the neocons want. So the neocons don't care that the Ukrainian government is laundering, stealing millions of European and American tax-paying dollars. The neocons only care about getting the job done. And what is the job? Destabilizing Russia, overpowering Russia, putting in a puppet government, extracting whatever they want from Russia, and pivoting towards China. This is the agenda of U.S. imperialists. But look, I'm gonna let her finish.
Into the pockets of the representatives of their elites. They've come up with this global system. How to use these means, because it's not to wash them, because it's impossible to wash them, but just to pump them and to redistribute them in their own pockets, in their own corners, and hiding spots. So this is a global mafia connected with corruption schemes around the world, with illegal markets of arms distribution. This horrible scheme.
Now remember
that many years ago.
Remember when they came out with the article that majority of the weapons are not actually making it to the Ukrainian soldiers. Remember when they said that? And then everybody was just like, why is only 25? It was 25%. Only 25% was making it to the Ukrainian soldiers. And everybody was like, well, where is it? Where's the rest of the stuff? And again, liberals. Look, I'm not trying to be facetious here. I'm being realistic on how much they control your minds with this media bullshit and make you think that you know the right position because everyone's saying it. It's like what Hitler did. If you repeat a lie, people will start believing that lie. And they lied to y'all. While we worked hard, while the Europeans worked hard, suffering, they went through more than we went with this war. A lot more. Our enemy is really Washington, D.C. That's our true enemy. Their enemy is the EU. The EU and their politicians believed everything the Americans were telling them about Russia and dumped millions, billions of dollars. Their pipeline was destroyed. That was giving them good, affordable energy so they can do their work, their factories, make a living. But all because we have to support Ukraine. We got to support Ukraine, even though America is the reason why Ukraine is in the civil war that it's in right now. And America is the reason why Russia is now invading Ukraine while they're still in the civil war. We got to support Ukraine. Ukraine's more important than your child getting food on the table right now. Ukraine's more important than you having hot water and having affordable housing and healthcare. They were literally saying in NATO, oh, we have to get rid of a lot of these social programs just so we can afford the war, afford the bloodshed, continuing to let millions of Ukrainians suffer, millions of Europeans suffer. What they say about the truth coming to light. This is the light. Now, this guy right here, I have to.
Wir haben Rücktritte.
You can see the subtitles, but I'm going to read off what he says because I think it's very, very important. So I'm going to read off what he says. Let me get his name. He is also a parliamentary member. This is an Austrian member of the European Parliament. His name is Harold Velmisky. He calls out the Ukraine scam in Ukraine in light of the corruption scandal. He flames the EU for its selective blindness when it comes to Zelensky's dictatorship death. Meanwhile, Ukrainians die and Ukraine shrinks. This is a tweet that I'm reading off from Chad Bowles. Okay. See what you got to say. I'm going to read off the subtitles.
Meine sehr geehrten Damen und Herren, weil Sie heute wieder
Because
über die Ukraine und Ihren Lieblingspolitiker Zelensky debattieren. Alleine die Ereignisse von gestern, eine vergoldete Toilette in Plastik eingeschweißte Millionen von US-Dollar-Bündel. Wir haben Rücktritte der Energieministerin und des Justizministers. Wir haben Ermittlungen im direkten Umfeld des Herrn Zelensky. Wir haben 400 Milliarden schwere Energiedeals und 10 bis 15-prozentige Kickbacks, die da im Raum stehen. Die Europäische Union hat mittlerweile an die 200 Milliarden nach Kiew gepumpt und Prognose renommierten Institut, Prognose des renommierten Institutes sind weitere 400 Milliarden in den kommenden Jahren notwendig, um die Ukraine hier am Laufen zu halten, während bei uns hier die Menschen immer weniger an Geld zur Verfügung haben, während bei uns die Inflation explodiert. Ich kann nur sagen, Schluss damit, Schluss mit den Energiegeschäften ukrainischer Oligarchen.
What did we just talk about? What did I just say? Now, see, a lot of videos I play, I look at the pretext of it and then I play it. I don't really finish the video. And I didn't realize that he was going to say what I just got finished fucking saying. It's over. $200 billion have already been sent by the EU while people are suffering all around that continent. And they're projected to send another 400 billion, apparently. Is Ukraine worth it, man? People got to start asking them questions. Is this worth it? When the government is fully corrupt and fully committed to launder hundreds of millions of dollars of your tax-paying money off of the guys that we have to defend ourselves from Russia, is it worth it? And I'll leave you with that.
Blank period, yeah. On my black, brown, and indigenous. Gotta holler if you really feeling this. Gotta holler if you really real enough. Other rappers is delirious. Yeah, it's really that serious. Better holler if you really feeling me. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna live in abundance. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna. I gotta keep it 100. We gotta stop all the stunting. You know we coming from nothing. Yo, you talking about money, you bluffing. We gotta do something different. We gotta change how we live in. We gotta do better for women. We gotta do better for children. We gotta listen to victims, whether Jewish or Muslim or Christian. It doesn't matter your religion. You gotta stand against the system, or else you just another villain. How you just sitting there chilling?